Hey, how's it going, people? As the Game Awards airs this Thursday, tomorrow at the time of filming, I thought it'd be fun to hit Speculation Station and have a discussion about what announcements could be made. I won't be making any predictions about winners here, as I've already released a video on that. This will just be about the game announcements and reveals. Starting off with release dates. There are a lot of eyes on the Game Awards, especially in recent years, and so what better time than here for a developer or publisher to announce their game's release date. I don't expect anything from the big three here. Nintendo wouldn't usually do this unless on their own terms, but I also wouldn't expect anything from PlayStation or Xbox this year. The only game PlayStation have slated for 2025 officially is Ghost of Yotei, and I'd imagine they want to announce that release date at their own event. Xbox have held a developer direct in January the last 2 years, and so I imagine they'll be saving their unannounced release dates for then. I expect to see Doom, Fable and South of Midnight there. So, what release dates could appear on Thursday? Firstly, Death Stranding 2. We all know Kojima and Jeff go back a long way and he always shows up at these events. I wouldn't be surprised if we not only got a release date for Death Stranding 2, but maybe we also get to see a little more of OD, the game Kojima is collaborating with Xbox, that saw Jordan Peele hit the stage last year. Next is Judas, Ken Levine's first title since disbanding the BioShock team. This game has a 2025 tag on it, and some gaming journalists even got hands-on with the build earlier this year. I'd expect this one sooner rather than later, so I wouldn't be surprised if it showed up here. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is a turn-based RPG that everyone is looking forward to. We've seen a couple of trailers so far since the summer of this year, and it looks fantastic. It currently has a loose 2025 release date, but it seems pretty far along, so I would be comfortable to guess that this release date shows up here. I imagine we'll also get some updates on games we saw at last year's show and release dates to accompany them. The first Berserker Kazan is one that is high on my watch list and currently has an early 2025 release period. No Rest for the Wicked, which released into early access in February, I could see getting a 1.0 release date here. Jurassic Park Survival may be a ways off, or it may be really close, it's hard to tell, but I think there's a 50-50 chance of the 2025 release popping up here for that game. And finally on this topic, I think we could get some locked-in dates for games moving to other platforms. Indiana Jones to PS5 just says spring at the moment, but certainly could get more specific here, as the PS5 announcement itself was at Jeff's event at Gamescom in August. Stellar Blade to PC I would expect to see in Q1 of 2025, and so a Thursday announcement would line up with that. And lastly, Black Myth Wukong to Xbox seems imminent, and no better time to announce when your game is on the main stage after receiving so many nominations. Now, many people tune into the Game Awards for the big game reveals, and sometimes even shadow drops. I'm gonna get pretty wild with these predictions now, but that's what's fun about it, right? Let's start off big. We don't know what From Software is working on next, especially since last week Miyazaki was taking interviews where he said that they weren't looking at Elden Ring 2. Could it be Dark Souls 4, Bloodborne 2, Sekiro 2, or maybe even a new IP? Maybe they'll revisit one of their older IP like they did last year with Armored Core. I don't know, but my first prediction is a tease from Software on their next title. My next prediction is BioShock 4. We have pretty much heard nothing on this game since it was announced to be going into full production back in 2019, which is 5 going on 6 years ago now. We really need to be seeing this game at some point, and I think it could be tomorrow. Atlus have absolutely smashed it this year, and I'm sure that Metaphor ReFantazio is going to pick up some awards. Unicorn Overlord may even win an award as well. So whilst they're swimming in accolades, what better time than to mic drop with the Persona 6 reveal? Everyone knows it's in development, it's just a question of how far along it is. I really think we could see it here. Capcom just can't stop cooking at the moment, and what another massive year it would be for them in 2025 if, as well as a new Monster Hunter, we got a new Resident Evil. I'm not talking another remake, but Resident Evil 9. Next year will mark 4 years since the last main entry into the franchise with Village. I feel that the rumoured open world Resident Evil 9 could show at the Game Awards, but I'd be more doubtful of a 2025 release, even though I'm hopeful for one. Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac Games would be my next prediction. This game has already been announced, as we all know, but leaks aside, the gameplay has not been revealed. This is probably the least likely of my predictions, but I think it definitely still has a chance to show. Wonder Woman was revealed back at the Game Awards in 2021. Developer Monolith and publishers Warner Brothers haven't really shown anything since. Now, 3 years later, I think this is the perfect opportunity to give this a gameplay reveal and maybe even a release year. Lastly, I expect a reveal from one of the big three for a currently unannounced game. Nintendo is the least likely as we approach the Switch 2. Anything big for them, I imagine, will be saved for that announcement. But if they have anything here, I would predict the next Animal Crossing. PlayStation could be Bend Studio or Bluepoint's next project, Bloodborne remaster. Xbox could be Double Fine or Toys for Bob and their next projects. What I don't expect to see at the Game Awards, first of all, is GTA. I know there's a lot of rumbling about Rockstar releasing the second trailer here, but it's just not what they do. GTA is bigger than anything in this industry, and it really doesn't need any stage other than its own to promote it. If Rockstar approached Jeff though, I have no doubt in my mind he would have offered them the slot for free just to get them on the show. I just don't think it's even remotely possible. Next is an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout. Elder Scrolls 6 is years away, and Fallout is even further, but I do know there have been some rumours swirling around an Oblivion remake or a Fallout 3 or New Vegas remake, but I don't think either of them show up here. Next is a Switch 2. I think it goes without saying there is no chance of seeing that here. Nintendo will almost definitely hold their own event for this. And to conclude, the final thing I don't think we see here is Hollow Knight Silksong. This game has gone past the point of saying surely it has to show up eventually and moved firmly into Mandela effect territory. I honestly think it's possible we just collectively imagined that this game exists. There have been a few games journalists this week hyping up this event and saying that we should really look forward to it. Jason Schreier, Andy Robinson, Tom Henderson. So there could be some really big announcements here, and I'm really excited for that. But that's it, that's my list. I hope you had fun speculating with me, and let me know down below what reveals and announcements you predict to see on Thursday. If you enjoy the content, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and for everything casual gamer, keep it here. Peace and love.